I guess it's that time for What Do You Say, J and K. What we got, my man?
Shut the. All right.
Just read the damn letter.
All right. Here we go. So this letter comes from Simon. He sent this to us from YouTube. I actually remember this one.
Mm-hmm.
So J and K, I had the scare of a lifetime 2 years ago. I suffered a heart attack. It was a life-changing moment for me. Since then, I eat well, I exercise, I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm proud to say I lost 49 pounds and I feel great. What is not great is my lifestyle change has placed a burden on my relationship. My wife continues the same bad habits and doesn't really support my journey. I encourage her to live a healthy life, but she won't change. This really causes a strain on our relationship. Do you think a couple's divergent opinions on health is worth breaking up if both refuse to change? So this is, and I remember when this question came in. I remember reading this, and I was really looking forward to talking to you about this because I know how important health and wellness is to you. To me, and I want to hear your response. To me, at first glance, it seems like that would be a deal breaker to you, but I don't know if it would rise to the level that you would sever a relationship. So I, right now, am as interested as our listeners to hear your feedback on this one, Jay.
In terms of breaking up with your significant other because they don't share the same values in health as yours. That's her question, right?
His Simon.
Question, right, Simon. Listen, I that's a hard question to answer. I would say, each situation is going to be different, right? Because there's different factors within an individual relationship. It could be differences listen, I can understand where you are with your husband or your wife, your partner, whatever the case may be, and they are not making changes, let's say, in their diet, or they're not exercising like you are and stuff like that, but they are doing the best that they can, right? And if you really love your person, I think your job is to work with them, right? Why don't you, I know Simon said, listen, he had a heart scare, right? And then, he lost 49 pounds, right? Lost 49. And so great for him. That's great. And hopefully, you want your partner to watch what you're doing and make the changes too. But at the end of the day, you also know me too, Kay, that I want everybody to do whatever it is the hell that they want to do, right? Now, I think this is why I said it's a little bit different in terms of each relationship is different. Like, let's say, well, not even really. I was going to say, if you have children with this person, or even with them being your partner, yeah, you would want them to be around with you, and if there's children, to be the parent of your children for as long as they possibly can. So there are certain reasons why you would urge them, right, to take care of their diet, to exercise, to get proper sleep, to do all of this stuff. Like you said, you and I talk all the time, and yes, health is wealth, right? It's the wealthiest person in the world who has their health. But I do also know at the end of the day, I'm only responsible for myself. I'm not responsible for my woman. I'm not responsible for anybody else. I can't make them want to be healthy. I can't make them eat healthy. I can't make them go to the gym. I can't make them get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But if I love them, if I truly love them, I don't think that I would be breaking up with them just because they are not doing those certain things. And there may be a little bit different when you talk about, now that's an emotional love, right? Then you might have a physical kind of attraction thing. Let's say your partner, let's say a woman's husband, or let's say, Simon's wife has not really taken care of her physical health so much, and let's say she gained 500 pounds, right? Simon might still love his woman, right? But he really can't be physical with her on that level because he's just not physically attracted to her the way that she physically is right now. A lot of people would say, oh, well, you're being an asshole by that, but I don't see someone being an asshole just because they are not able to be physical with their partner because their partner made the decision not to take care of their overall health, which includes physical and mental, right? Now Simon could still love her, but he can't physically be with her, and then a relationship is not going to work that way, right? So there's just so many aspects to that question you just asked me, but I would say overall, just because your partner doesn't adopt the same healthy lifestyle as you, I don't think that is an automatic decision to say, well, I'm not going to be there for that person. I do think that you should put in the work to get them to be where you want them to be.
Jay, that sounded like a whole lot of abba-dabba word salad, but I think what I can kind of pull from what you said is that Simon shouldn't. You don't think he should break up a relationship? No. Okay, all right, okay. So
if you really love them, no.
So man, listen, this is a tough one for me. The way I look at it.
Yeah, it is tough. Yeah.
I look at this as being a tough one because what I do agree with what you said, and I'll paraphrase it, which is there's levels to it, right? Yeah. You and your partner should be yoked on this one, equally yoked on this, right? And the reason is there is no independence when it comes to this. You know how I feel about this independence within relationships. You are responsible for your partner. God forbid, due to one's health, this person, I don't know, because of their poor habits, develop something and has to get a leg amputated. You, the spouse, I would expect you to help that individual, and you may also be pushing that person around in a wheelchair. That has altered your life. Now, if you signed up for that and this is the person you love and chose to spend your life with this person, for better, for worse, then that's what you do, right? But I'm telling you, man, that would probably be a hard pill to swallow, knowing that this is not something that just happened to you versus you opted into this because you couldn't stop eating banana pudding.
That's very selfish thinking, though, on your
right.
part.
You know what I mean? And so that's the part where it's like, where I could see it being difficult if that is indeed the case, because based on what he's saying, there was a life change. He's adopted a life change. She hasn't. His wife has not. She continues to live a certain way, and they can't be, because they're in a relationship. It gets to a point where it becomes difficult, to, as he says, to live in this divergent life and have these lives living autonomously from each other. That's not a marriage. That's not a marriage. That's not a partnership. You're in it together. So yeah, I can see that being incredibly difficult for someone to kind of navigate through this. And then the other side of it is, too, just the portion of the love that you have for a loved one, and you see them doing something that's not healthy, that's not good for them. You want to help them. You hope that they buy into the idea of making healthy choices. So, do I think he should leave? I do not. I do not think he should leave.
We agree on something.
I do not think that he should leave. I think he should remain committed to it. But the idea is that you are committed, and it could be a rough road to live, period.
Well, it could be, but the one thing, you made a selfish comment talking about if something you have to take care of them for the rest of their life. If you started immediately thinking about, yeah, it is.
That you wouldn't look after your spouse?
No, it's selfish because you automatically brought it back to you.
Automatically?
Yeah, you brought it back to you. If they get sick, now it's incumbent upon you to take care of your care of your
context matters.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's in the context.
It's in sickness and health.
That's in the context of the letter that he sent.
So
yeah. What are you talking about?
No,
I'm talking about within the
context.
No,
you said you made some comment. I don't know whether they lost a limb or something. Something you said something. Then you automatically brought it back to the partner who has to now take care of them. The way you phrased it.
Do you want me to read the letter again? I know it's not your strong comprehension. It's not your strong suit. I can read it again.
I heard.
Right. So within the context of the letter, that's why I said what I said. I don't understand why that's even. This dude is the listener, watcher, whatever it is considering and asking us whether or not he should leave his wife. That's in the context of
but it's the The part where Simon said is
Yeah,
that
whatever.
his concern,
Whatever.
concern about taking care of his spouse because they're not well, that part rubbed me the wrong way then. I'm not saying you said that. Then if that's what Simon said, that's the part that rubbed me the wrong. That's what I got from it.
Well, no.
That if you're concerned about taking care of your partner because let's say they have diabetes now, or they get cancer, God forbid, and now because they weren't eating right and they weren't exercising, now they got cancer, they got diabetes, or got whatever disease, and now it's like, oh, well, now I have to take care of them, so maybe I should leave because God forbid they get some disease. I don't want to have to help take care of them. I think that's a selfish way to think and a selfish statement. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it may be, but that's not.
It definitely is.
But it may be, but that's not what I said. Clearly, again,
Well,
comprehension.
that's what Simon
Excuse me.
referenced then.
Excuse me.
Then I have a problem with what he's saying.
Again, that what I referenced to, what I said, and when I gave that example, I didn't say it's selfish. I said it would be a difficult pill to swallow, right?
To have to take care.
Okay. Go ahead. You want to finish the statement?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You
I'm
sure?
listening.
Like, I mean,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
right?
I'm not saying no more. Go ahead. Go ahead.
God damn. So, doc, somebody didn't take a dose today, bro. Like, god damn. Maybe
ahead.
R. Kelly took his.
No. Maybe the guards gave me too much. They didn't give me enough anxiety medication this morning.
Did the guards not give you your dose? Nah.
I got a ton of anxiety going on.
I was
today.
saying, no, Jay, what I was saying was, yeah, like, all I was saying would, to me, which would be not that your partner would not support you, but just imagine your partner, God forbid, develop lung cancer and they've been smoking cigarettes and you've been telling them, hey, these are horrible for you, don't smoke. This is not something, and you don't believe that they got it through, because of, was it hereditary reasons? It's because they were smoking 2 packs a day. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to be here. I took an oath before God, for better, for worse. I'm not gonna leave you. I'm gonna remain by your side. But damn, could have been avoided. Absolutely. And I've got to take care of you and push you around and oxygen tanks, and we've got to change our entire life. You can't walk up steps. We got to get the ramp and all this other stuff. Yes, I opted into that. The moment I said that I love you and I accept you for my husband or for my wife, absolutely. But it's got to be a big pill to swallow at the same time you're doing this, knowing that it could have been totally avoided. That's all I was saying.
Maybe or maybe not.
Oh,
I mean, we'll never know.
Here we go.
Just because people get any diseases or whatever, people could be born with diabetes, they could be born with cancer. It's not just because they smoke. It's not just because they ate all these sweets and desserts.
In good faith, Jay, you know what the hell I'm saying.
No, I know, but I'm saying it doesn't mean.
Of course, these are possibilities, but that's not what I said, right?
I
We're
didn't say
talking
that
about
you
it's
said
just based off of that. But I get it. You just trying to put some clickbait
No,
out there.
no clickbait. I'm just
yeah,
speaking the
you are
truth.
doing clickbait
It's
because
just
you know what the fuck
I'm
I'm
speaking
talking
reality.
about.
I'm just
You know
speaking
what I'm
reality.
talking about, though.
I know what you're talking about,
So
but-
what you pointing it out like it's as if that part it's totally like it's a totally blind spot to me. Of course it could be. Do we know 100%? No. I'm talking about people and real behavior, and if your partner developed lung cancer after years of smoking, after years of you told your partner to give up smoking, you try to work with them to do that, now they're all effed up in the game and you have to now take care of them as a result of their behavior, right?
Yeah.
No one's saying that, oh, you can't say 100% certain. Maybe it was in their hereditary genes. Of course it could have been, but that ain't what the fuck I'm talking about, is it?
Well,
what point are you trying to make? That's just
my point is, if you know this and you're with your partner, it's in the vows, for better for worse.
Oh,
you know your partner is smoking with. So then,
whatever,
I already answered, Simon. Then you just need to stay. And if you really have a problem with that person who's smoking or whatever, or drinking alcohol or eating all these sweets or whatever the f they're doing, just leave then.
Oh, so
just
now,
leave.
No,
if it's really a problem.
So now it's leaving.
Yeah,
whereas before you're saying
listen,
don't leave.
I can't listen. I said it's individual cases, so you have to decide. Listen, you and I can't give advice on what an individual should stay or leave.
I
just gave you my opinion.
I swear to goodness, that's what the segment is called. It really is when you say J and K.
But at the end of the day,
do you know? Do you even watch the show? Do you listen to the show?
At the end of the day,
is this Jay?
No,
no.
I just host it. I don't listen to it. So the bottom line is, at the end of the day, all our viewers will ask us these questions. They're going to do whatever they do at the end of the day. But the thing is, I can't answer. We can just give our opinion.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
If it really bothers you that much, then just leave.
Well, for the person that can't answer, and I hope this means he's going to shut the fuck up for the rest of the show. No chance of that. There we go.
Remember, if you listen to what I said.
I was hoping so.
When I first gave the first response, I said, if you listen to me, I said if he really loves her, to stay. Someone who's concerned about having to take care of them if they get sick, clearly that person doesn't really love them. So in that case, he should leave.
Well, I think that you can really love someone and still also be concerned with the burden of having to take care of someone due to something that is self-imposed. I don't like you've got this singular this or that. People can walk and chew gum at the same goddamn time. I can love you with all my heart, and this can also, like, you know what? I love you with all my heart. I won't turn my back on you. I will be here. But you know what? I'm really pissed off at you at the same time for doing this to us. For doing this to yourself, for
doing
losing
this to us. It's doing that to that person first.
For developing cancer when you had an opportunity to
I
not
don't
do
like that about when you say doing that to us. It's that individual first and foremost. Anyone who comes down with cancer or diabetes, they're worrying about themselves first before they're worrying about you.
You're selfish.
Okay. Well, I'm very self. And by the way, there's nothing wrong. Oh, I am, and I'm proud of that.
Right.
And all of us. And here's the thing, because we've discussed this, selfish is not a bad thing.
Well, you should have started with
that. We should all be selfish, because you must put yourself first. If you don't put K first, well, then there's something wrong with you. You don't love yourself. Well, we all should put ourselves first.
I'm gonna put myself first and end this show, because I'm about to fuck his ass up, bro. Like,
you ain't fucking nobody up.
I'm gonna put myself up, because like my angst is like up to fucking here right now with this dude, man. For the love of God, man, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case he's being for real and he's about to fuck me up, I think I'm going to end this show. It has been real, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the J&K Show. We'll be back next week for more fun debates and hot topics and more of me annoying the fuck out of K. Until next week, be good, be safe, and happy summer, y'all. Peace. We out, y'all.